So let's talk today about what today means. Because he is risen. It's a Christian, it's a reaction. It's like tapping your knee. He's risen. He's risen indeed. He is risen.
He is risen.
That is good news. That is good news because that means something very important to us and to who we are. I'm going to tell you about my friend Fred. Fred, you know Fred. He woke up, it's a normal day for Fred. And he scrambles around in the kitchen, get breakfast ready, and realizes he's out of coffee. And they're low on milk, so he doesn't get very much milk in his cereal. And he gets in his car, and a little bit late, pulls out his driveway, and he notices his neighbor's lawn hasn't been mowed in like 3 weeks, and it looks just scraggly. So he's like, oh, whatever. And he's driving down the road to work, and it was raining a lot that night. There's puddles over, and he realizes there's a big tree branch that's fallen in the middle of the road. It's kind of dramatic. He's driving down, pulls around, and he's looking at the tree branch, and he pulls into the lane, and there's this car coming the other way, and kind of almost sideswipes the car, and the guy in the other car gives him a little gesture that wasn't very neighborly. Fred feels kind of bad about that because he was in the guy's lane. He's driving down the road, and he swerves to miss the dead squirrel in the middle of the road. Listening to a news story about how this rain's flooded a bunch of houses. It's kind of sad. And how locally they're going to be shutting down a factory and a bunch of jobs are going to be lost. That's kind of sad. And the stock market was down again. That's no fun. He lost some money today. But it's kind of a regular day. It could be a lot worse. I mean, he could not have a car. He could be homeless. He could be one of those people whose houses were flooded. He could be really sick. He could be in jail. But he's not. He's just kind of having a regular day because his life is pretty good. And he can just kind of hang on to that pretty goodness for the next few years, the next decade or two. And then when he gets really old, heaven thing will come around, and that's great. It'll be angels and clouds and harps and whatever that's about. But if he can just hang on to then, keep himself comfortable, life's pretty good. Now, a lot of us live the life of Fred, don't we? A lot of us kind of get on through the annoyances, and sometimes they're pretty serious. But keeping ourselves comfortable and just knowing that it's going to be okay in the end, and we don't have to really think about what that's going to be like. Because it's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be pretty good. It's supposed to be pretty comfortable. Except that is not the plan. And that is not even close to the plan. To get on day by day and just live with these annoyances, we were made for a lot more than that. And we see that today in Isaiah's words. He says, speaking God's words to his people, he said, God says, behold, I create new heavens and a new earth. And the former things, they won't even be remembered. But they won't even come to mind. See, there's some big plans in works for us. There's a big future being created. And it's not just being casually created. And it's just not being randomly populated with people. It's being created for you. It's being created for all of us. In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth. And it was good. Hebrew word tov. It was good. We had plenty to eat, beautiful garden, the wolves and the lambs hung out together. It was good. And then something happened. Sin broke into the world, and it took over everything. And we ended up with frustrations because there's no coffee, and lawns that don't get mowed, and trees that break. And that became the new normal. Investments that went down, people that were unemployed, dead squirrels in the middle of the road. That became the new normal. But that isn't the plan. That wasn't what God designed for the people he loves so much. God created good because we were made for that. We weren't made for this. We were made for so much more. So what is this new plan? Well, it's Fred's day without the annoyances. It's what Fred did without those cringe moments or, oh, sorry, I didn't need to do that. It's without the lack of coffee and the uncertainty and the problems. It's Fred's day without death anywhere. That way God made it originally, good, that is normal, not what we have. And so that is what we celebrate today, is Jesus has risen. Got it. And he's risen to show us that this new plan is actually happening. That God really is renewing the earth. That when things are created again, they come back and they live forever. And that new plan is unveiling itself, and that is our plan. That is our future. That is what we are designed to do. Because we were not designed to live in this broken, crumbling, cracked place. We were designed for more. And Jesus comes back to say, yes, you are. That is your future. Come on. Be a part of it. Let's go. Jake was a junior going on his senior year, I guess, in high school. And he had a great idea for Christmas vacation. He was going to grab 5 friends and pack them into his little car and drive down to Disneyland for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So they leave early in the morning, get there, right about the time the park opens, stay all day, play, have a great time that night, get up the next morning, go to Disneyland, and come home that night. Big, fun day. It's a fun couple of days, pretty stressful. So his dad said, great, you can do that. Take your car, which has 150,000 miles on it. Take it to the shop, make sure it's okay. And God bless you. Have fun. So early New Year's Eve morning, he and his 5 buddies gather, get in his car before it's light, and head on down Highway 5. And they get just north of Buttonwillow. You know where Buttonwillow is? Yeah, nobody knows. Yeah, kid knows. And the car begins making this noise. And they get into metropolitan Buttonwillow. And it starts making a lot of noise. So they pull into a truck stop in Buttonwillow. And their transmission is obviously having some big problems. So they find a mechanic who says, your transmission is obviously having some big problems. And he said, I don't know if I got anybody to do anything. It's New Year's Eve. Everybody's, messing around. And so he said, let me find out. So they go over to the restaurant. And Jake calls his dad. Says, Dad, I didn't take my car in beforehand. We have a problem. And his dad bit his tongue and said, okay, let me know how it goes. Mechanic, a few minutes, comes over and says, okay, here's the good news. I think I can fix this. Bad news, I don't know if we're going to get it done today. I don't even know if we're going to get it done tomorrow. But we'll get it done by by January 2nd. So they are devastated. So they go over to the restaurant and they sit around drinking coffee and pancakes and hanging out and waiting to see how far this thing goes. And the mechanic comes up and says, look, it's not going to get until like late today, and I just don't know if I can get it done. And they are devastated. So they're waiting, and they're waiting. And then suddenly, they look out the window. And in the parking lot pulls this big Suburban, twice the size of Jake's car. And it pulls up, and out of the front seat steps Jake's brother Max, who's driven 4 hours to Buttonwillow, stretches, looks through the window at them and says, are you staying or are we going to Disneyland? And they were thrilled. They hopped out of the restaurant, they jumped in the car, and he said, let's go. Now Max could have said, you knucklehead, why did you get that car fixed? He could have said, I can't believe I gotta take my little brother. But all they said was, come on, let's go. See, when Jake called his dad hung up and said, this doesn't look good. Why don't you go rent a car and we'll just take them the rest of the way. And so he did. They hopped in the car and they had a great time at Disneyland. Because it was not the plan that they should spend their vacation in a grimy truck stop in Buttonwillow. It was not their place to be stuck in the middle of nowhere. They were made for more than that. And their dad, Jake's dad, made certain that happened. See, today we celebrate Jesus coming. He came, he was born, he taught, he preached, he lived, he died, and he rose again. Because he has come to take us somewhere different. Yeah, we're going to drive through Buttonwillow on the way there, but he ain't going to leave us there. Jesus has come because you were made for more than just this. So come on. He is risen.
He is risen indeed.
He's arrived in a brand new shiny Suburban to take you to Disneyland. He's arrived in a brand new shiny Suburban to take us to Disneyland. Indeed. Hallelujah.
Well, at least it's a Chevy, so they're guaranteed to get there.
That's good, Rob. That's what Chevy guy. He's got a Chevy tattoo on his arm here. Jesus came to get us out of Buttonwillow. All we have to do is get in the car. Is that good news? That's what our Lord does for us today. Let's go to Disneyland. Amen.